Good morning, I'm Aid. Welcome back to AG Engineering. I mentioned in a previous video I was trying to make a Norton exhaust thread repair method. I've already made an inserting tool and a test ring for the thread here. I need to put a hexagon on this end now to be able to turn it with a T-bar or something along them lines, or a spanner or whatever I use. Looking at this, a 32mm hexagon will fit quite nicely on the end of here. So I'll go through the calculations in a little bit out of a book by Harold Hall, Model Engineering Data. There's got a mention of calculating hexagons within circles. I'll touch on that. The other thing is with this one, I've already put the thread on, so I've got to hold this. It's a little bit large for my indexing rotary table to support it properly, and I'd probably damage the thread because I suppose really I've done it the wrong way around, but we are where we are. So I thought today I'll try a little experiment in trying to do an reasonably accurate hexagon without using a rotary table, a dividing head, an indexing fixture, or any of those things. The idea is to set the part up in the mill on some V-blocks, or maybe even directly on the table. We'll see what it looks like in a moment. Mill the top, the first flat across there, and then using a large nut, something like that, I could turn that round and set it up with the newly milled flat to the side of the nut, and mill the next flat, and then I can put that flat to the nut and mill the next one. So in theory I end up with an accurate hexagon without having to go through indexing or any of those things, and it should allow us to see whether we can do one with a minimum amount of tooling. And that's the plan for today. I'm also going to try and record a little bit of this with the SJCAM. At the moment I'm using the GoPro Hero. As I said in previous videos, I've tried this and not been very successful, especially with the audio, but the sounds brilliant. The new editing software I'm using, Microsoft Movie Maker's got an add narration button, so I might try and do a little bit of video without any sound on it, and then put a commentary over the top. I've seen a few of the other YouTube machining guys do it. Chucky 2009 is quite a fan of that method, so I'll give that one a try as well and see how that turns out. So I'll get set up in the milling machine and we'll see what we can do. See you in a moment. And here's my setup for the milling operation. I've got the new face mill there that I bought the other week and showed on a video. I'll just move the camera here. simply got the work rested in the T slot on the table, a stop there to give me a bit of a backstop to it. Yes, I've got a tapped hole in the middle of the table there. There's a couple on this. There's one on the other side as well. It's useful for some things that you do where, like this, where the clamp needs to be over not the T slot. So that helps a little bit there. I'll set up now and touch off and get my depth of cut established, and I'll have a little play with speeds and feeds on this cutter. So we're back in a moment again. I'm adding some narration to this bit because I've changed to the SJCAM, so there's no audio recorded. The part you're seeing, I'm just establishing the height of where to start from, and just raising the table up, touching off to get that point set. That's the first flat done. I recorded that milling sequence with the SJCAM that I'm going to put some narration over. We'll see how that turns out. So now I've got that reference, if you like, established. Slacken my clamp off, keeping the part up to the stop at this end, and using my large nut as a reference. I'm going to turn that until we're back in line again, and the nut just sits, yeah, it just sits nicely there, and then make sure it's pushed up to the stop, and clamp it down well again, and recheck that's sitting. That looks like it's sitting. It's all eyeball work. It looks like it's sitting nicely there. Yep. So now I'll restart it again. I'll drop the table down. I've been taking around 9mm off, so for our 50mm piece, a 9mm cut each side reduces us down to some 32mm across the flats. I'm doing it with the table at the bottom, so I've actually converted to imperial, because that's what the dials are in on the table on the Z-axis. So I'm taking sort of 354 thou off as 50 thou passes with the milling cutter. We'll carry on with the next one. I've dropped back down to my the touch off point there, back down to my 0 mark on the, yeah, just taking ever such a light skin. So that's my 0. bring the table up 50 thou. And we'll take a pass. Another 50. Full revolution of my knee crank, which is 125 thou. So I'll continue at that and bring it back when we're on that flat. 2 revolutions of the knee crank. 250 thou off at that so far, another 104 thou to go. I think I'm going to need a bigger nut here as a reference. In a moment I'll just nip into the garage to see what I've got. That's better. Again, set the work to the flat of the hexagon, and I'm pushing it up that way. Clamp down well. Slight adjustment there. And this isn't the ideal method, or by far the only method of doing this. Just a quick rough and ready way to produce a flat on the end of a piece of board. It should be a 0 point again. Yeah, it's a right kiss. raising the table 50,000. I was getting a bit of chatter on that last cut. I don't know if you can see that. Something just to check for when using these. The centre bolts come loose. I did tighten it up well, but it still come loose. So I'll tighten everything up and we'll go again. Try that. It is just something to be aware of when you're machining. If you notice any strange noises or vibrations, just stop and check and see what's going on. Zero's okay. 50,000 again. Same as before. Just altered the frame rate for this last pass on this one to 60 frames a second. I just want to see if I can do a slow motion bit when I do the video editing, so you can see them chips flying off. And set up for the last pass here. It's starting to look like a hexagon. It's quite a surprise to me. I don't know about you, what out there? Nestle that in nicely. pushed up to that stop. I could have really put a stop this end as well, but I was happy that the clamping arrangement was getting it well. It's well sort of 3 points of location there on the sides of there. So, it's not gone anywhere so far. Drop the table down again to the 0 point. 1 revolution, 2, 3, just past. Bring it back up to 0. It should be about there. Pass that under. It's just clear. Start it up. Take a little pass. Yeah, just kissing slightly as before. And again, up 50 thou. First pass. Another 50. Well, 25 on this pass, as I've done before, just so I'm back to my 0 point. That's one complete revolution. Another 50 thou. Another 50. Final pass as before, right the way through. Does it look like a hexagon? Well, it looks close. I'll get that out and deburr it and see what the socket fits like. Right, that's that job done. I'll give you a little bit of a different view of the workshop here. I've moved over to the other bench. There's the hexagon done. Zoom to a bit closer. See that I've deburred it a little bit. 32mm socket. Fits nicely. So that'll be used for driving the inserts in when we get to that stage. I mentioned earlier about calculating the size of hexagon you can have within a circle, and the book I found it in, and it's on the internet, it's in various places, so have a look around for that one. Essentially it's the size of the hexagon you want. You calculate from the diameter, in this case 50mm, divided by 1.155, which for this one gives you 43mm ish. And I could have gone for a bigger one, but a bigger hexagon size, but I've got a 32mm socket that it'll fit in nicely there, so I went down to that size. So that's it, job done for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I've altered the YouTube a little bit. I found out how you put the discussion and videos and playlists tabs up, so that's on there now. So if you people out there want to start any discussions, feel free, and I'll look in now and again and catch up with you. So I hope you enjoyed this this video. Hope it's been useful and a good sort of cheap get round how to do things with minimal equipment, and I'll get set up for doing what we'll do next. We've got to do that threaded, larger threaded insert, so that may be next. I'll get set up for that one later on. I've got to have some dinner now. I've had a text off the wife. She's sending me texts here in the workshop, or phones me if I'm in the garage. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.